First, Russell Harris is off to meet a man who's gone all out to create the house of his dreams.
Property developers are a very special breed of people. Was built by a property developer, but not for profit. For him, family to live in. I have a sneaky feeling it's going to prove to be more than interesting. In fact, I think it's going to be extraordinary. Faced with the needs of his expanding family, in 2006, Guy took the plunge and made his burning ambition to build the perfect house for his wife Michelle and their 3 children a reality.
We love living here. We've put in so much effort, and we're very, very proud what we've achieved.
I really love this house. It's a great family home, it's great for socialising, and I just love it. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
Hi.
Hi, Russell.
How are you?
Guy, nice to meet you.
Hey, good to see you.
This is my wife, Michelle.
Hello.
Welcome.
This is no ordinary dream home. Guy built up the towering cedar-clad house from the foundations of a bungalow he'd bought and knocked down. Conventional enough, but once the outer walls were up, the plans and traditional rules of house building went out the window, and Guy literally dreamt up the inside. Talk about sleeping on the job. Before I delve further into Guy's psyche, let's get to grips with the basic layout. Upstairs, the 5 spacious bedrooms radiate from the unusual circular galleried landing. And downstairs is the predominantly open-plan living and recreational area. As you can see, Jack and Harrison will never be short of somewhere to play. But what I'm interested in is Guy's claim that he literally dreamt up the interior.
I have an idea in my head of how I want the house to look to suit our family. I go to sleep and dream all evening, if you like, so I'm actually working whilst I'm sleeping. How can it work?
So how do you physically go around this open, empty space and put up walls and decide how the spaces work?
The way I built this house was very unconventional. No computers, no interior designers. I've got an empty box. I get some timber and lay them on the floor, which denominates where the wall's going to be. And then every time, walk back, stand against the wall, and it starts to create, you know, a living space.
Well, it's like a 3D plan, isn't it?
Well, yes, effectively it is a 2D plan in a 3D world.
I can see instantly that this unusual approach has worked well for Guy. I love how he's defined the open-plan living space into zones using a circular theme. From the plush seating of the boys' rather luxurious mini sitting room to the kitchen, which arcs around a circular granite countertop. And the circles don't stop there. They're everywhere, from the ceiling to the reflections on these glossy Italian marble floor tiles. It's such a simple design idea, but very effective. In the living room, I can't help wondering what Guy was dreaming about when he designed this space. I mean, there are focal points, and then there's this. Goodness me, it's like something off James Bond.
This was a conservatory originally, on the original footprint.
What, this was here?
This was here.
This was the conservatory on the bungalow.
Correct.
And you've turned it into the biggest fish tank I think I've ever seen.
There's several thousand gallons of salt water in there. It was very, very difficult to build. We didn't use glass because the glass itself would weigh 4 tons. This is aquarium grade acrylic, which is a very, very strong acrylic, which has some bend in it.
But this is pretty brave if you've had no one else to kind of help you with this. You've just gone with it. I mean, how did you know that when you were filling it with water, do you sort of stand here, great trepidation, worrying that maybe that wasn't going to be thick enough to hold the water back?
Yeah. I had various structural engineers that came in that said, you know, that much weight in there is just not going to withstand it.
So people said you can't do it?
People said you can't do it, and that, of course, is why I've done it.
As simple as that?
Simple as that.
Guy offered to show me around upstairs. There's no doubt about it, this man has a circle fixation. But you have to admit he knows how to see a theme through and think big.
So this is the master bedroom.
What is that? That has got to be the biggest bed I've ever seen in my life.
Michelle and I and the 3 boys all sleep in the same bed.
No way.
Yeah, never a night in their own room. So it's nice to have 2 different postcodes. That way we can all get a good night's sleep. Well, that's the idea anyway.
The more time I spend here, the more I admire Guy's ability to make up the rules and do his own thing. The thing that strikes me more than anything else is the fact that this is a hallway. I've never actually seen a dining space in a hallway.
This, in fact, is the first feature I built in the house. As you've noticed throughout the house is built on a circular theme. So we've got the door, we've got the portholes, and this sunken water feature that the dining room table sits on instigated, the circles throughout the house.
But the house is good for the kids? Are they enjoying themselves here?
Yeah, it's great. They often have their friends round and they can all play upstairs and we sit down here, have a glass of wine or dinner at the table and that, and it's lovely because you can still hear they're away.
There's just one final room downstairs that hasn't had the I Own Britain's Best Home road test. Guy's gym at the back of the house. It's not enormous, but clever planning meant he could squeeze in a steam shower and a sauna. And I think the mirrors make the room feel a lot bigger. I tell you what, I don't think I could last much longer on this. And for freshening up after a workout, there are yet more circles in this luxurious bathroom, from the towel radiator to the waterfall taps. I'm mesmerised by it. I can honestly say I've never seen a tap quite like that before. But here's something I have seen before, this idea of creating a floating mirror. It's very easily achievable. You simply take a mirror, set it off the wall, and then put some lighting behind, and voila, look at that. It's just such a clever and simple effect, the way it seems to float and almost be suspended off this slate wall behind. Yeah, I really like that.